Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the 90210 show. My name is Mark. With me, as always, is my pained girlfriend, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It is...
the 22nd.
Oh, yeah, she's right. It's August 22nd.
I'm on top of it today.
1997.
It is.
Your mouth's hurting, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, if I sound a little weird, that's why I got a sore mouth.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
What happened?
I was very enthusiastically eating a piece of pizza.
I thought that was going to go someplace else.
I think you'd know if it was going someplace else there. Have you ever been enjoying food just so much and then all of a sudden pain? Blinding pain?
I can just imagine you just happily munching. It's so good. Crunch. Oh. Right through your lip.
It's awful.
I think we can all relate to that.
I mean, everybody has bit their mouth at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Of course. But speaking of biting your own mouth, I think Colin is biting the hand that feeds him.
Is he?
I don't know.
Does Kelly feed him?
He's a starving artist, right? I guess he's got a job.
Yeah.
Professor pays a little bit better than I thought. He can afford a whole gram.
Wow.
This guy's banging 7-gram rocks.
I didn't remember that he had a problem before.
I think this is new to us.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just like she's referencing a private conversation they had off camera.
But she said the summer. Like, was that before the... Like, did they come in the winter or in the fall, I mean? Or... I was just like...
I think they've come quite often, but... no, yeah, it was the end of the summer.
Okay, so it was before they moved.
Yes.
When
they were still in New York.
Okay.
When they were still in New York.
Yeah, because she said to Colin that he had told her, he promised her he was done with the cocaine.
Yeah. When they were in New York, she was like, how come you're always hanging around Brooklyn?
And for some reason...
The South Bronx.
This weirdo thinks that the holidays require cocaine.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
What's Christmas without a little snow, he says?
Yeah. Like, what? I mean, what? Like, you're an addict, sure. Why are you associating it with the holiday? That's weird.
He goes, first of all, he's finishing up painting Valerie's terrible portrait. He's not a good artist. And...
yeah, it was pretty bad.
Then the door knocks, and he opens it up, and fucking, like, an extra from a Quentin Tarantino movie shows up. This guy couldn't have looked less like he fit into the aesthetic of this show.
Right.
And then he was like, hey, here you go, whatever. I thought he was going to... He reached through the door, and it reminded me of... when the animated dude reaches through the comic in that Aha video, Take On Me.
Wow.
Like it really felt like he was reaching in from another world.
That is so fucked up.
And then he
funny.
gives him the gram of cocaine.
In a little vial.
Yeah. Well, that's standard Hollywood stuff.
Yeah.
That's what comes in that little brown vial. Where... like the kind of vial you would keep iocane powder.
Okay.
And Valerie's like, what the fuck? And he says, well, I don't drink, and you guys all drink. So I just thought, I'd do this for the holidays instead.
I've heard that said before about marijuana.
Sure.
But I don't think cocaine's on the same level.
No.
And honestly, from what I've seen, I don't think that he was portraying somebody on cocaine very well either.
No. I'll give it to the show in this aspect. They didn't go overboard with it.
No.
They've said, let's play it very understated, which is good restraint from the show.
Sure.
But they played it so understated that there is no difference in his character.
Well, I mean, yeah, other than, like, somebody commented he was a little more social because he was talking a lot, like...
And is cocaine really a social lubricant drug?
I wouldn't think so. I
don't have a lot of experience cocaine-wise.
I don't have a lot of experience either, but...
I have more of experience with the opiate side of things, which is not a social drug either, really.
Right.
It's you take it and then you're in your own little world and you're laying back kind of thing.
I mean, I don't know. It just makes people really hyper and happy. Right. And so he was a little hyper and a little
like
happy.
Superman.
What?
I said and able to fuck like Superman, apparently.
Where'd you get that from?
I got that from the Basketball Diaries.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she says. She gives it to Leonardo DiCaprio and says, this will make you fuck like Superman. Which I think is funny because mostly it causes erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, it makes guys really horny, but then they can't actually have sex. It's so weird.
Yeah. It is weird.
But anyway, I mean, I'm sure that doesn't happen to all the guys that do it or whatever. I don't know. But, yeah, so he just...
Some guys have splints. They can just, prop it up.
But yeah, he didn't seem... I mean, like, he was normal. He didn't do anything super weird. He was just a little more talkative.
Yeah.
That seems like extra cups of coffee.
Yeah.
Not cocaine.
Yeah, exactly. Like the first time I took an Excedrin.
Right.
When I was all like chattery and everything. I was like, oh my God, it feels so good. I don't know why.
I guess that's why Kelly so readily forgave him and said, as long as you're telling me the truth and you're really done this time.
Right.
Which I think is stupid.
Yeah, bad decision on her part. And obviously he's going to start having a cocaine problem.
Well, yeah.
They're doing nothing else interesting with his character, so.
I don't like him. I want him to go away.
Me too. They so often add characters to the show, and I'm just like, get the fuck out.
Right.
They hit gold twice with Valerie and, what's her name? The one that looks like
Keats?
you.
No, Claire.
Claire, yeah. They hit gold twice with those two, and they keep trying to pan, but it's like they were both really good looking, so
yeah,
that's why it worked.
Yeah, he's not very good looking, or
No.
interesting,
And he's a guy, so
well, I mean, the girls do need somebody to be with.
yeah, I guess just like they're dolls.
The fuck.
You remember? They're
Oh
Barbie dolls.
yeah. That Donna and Brenda with Dylan and Brandon did not work.
No.
Yeah.
They needed another one.
And Kelly.
Yeah. Anyway, but no more Brenda.
No.
They'll mention her, just like they mention her offhandedly once in this episode, but she's never, like, coming home for Christmas is such a normal thing.
Yeah.
And they don't even make an excuse of, like, oh, she's having Christmas with her successful husband. She's married now. Just like, nope. She's just static, stuck in time.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening with her. Her life isn't progressing in any way. Is she in movies? No, we don't fucking care.
They must really, really hate Shannon Doherty.
I guess so.
There'd be so many times they could bring her back.
Poor
for,
Shannon
like,
Doherty.
One little guest appearance, like they did this time with Carol Potter.
Yeah. Cindy's back.
Yeah, for one episode.
And her and Nat, I think, had some heavy petting in the pew.
I do not think so, unfortunately. Like, okay, so she shows up unexpectedly. Like, first of all, who flies half...
Sorry, was that an owl on cocaine? Is that your
I guess
impersonation?
so. Shut up. I want to say it again, and now I can't. Who flies halfway across the world and doesn't
An
tell...
owl on cocaine would fly halfway across the world.
Right? But doesn't tell the people that they're coming.
Yeah, that's weird.
So she just shows up on Brandon's doorstep. What if he decided that he was going to go, like, on a fucking, I don't know, camping trip in the woods or something for Christmas? She doesn't know.
What if he decided to have an orgy at the house?
Well, I mean, he may as well have been.
Yeah, she walks in on him with another woman again and doesn't leave immediately again.
She's awful. At least she knocked this time.
Yeah.
Like, he opened the door and Keats was in a blanket, but she had just been saying something about getting caught when she was, like, in 8th grade or whatever. Yeah. Was she having sex in 8th grade?
I think the implication was that she was making out.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, and then his mom shows up, and he's just like, Mom, what are you doing here? Like, he hasn't seen her in how long? She's come from another country, and he's just, what are you doing here? Like, fuck you. I'd be so pissed.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm sorry, Brandon.
I'm sorry I caught you fucking another whore.
And then there's this whole teaser, like, storyline thing that, you know, maybe she's breaking up with Jim.
Yeah, because it's so on brand for Cindy that they're in a new place, Hong Kong, and she's like, I'm just so bored there, and I can't acclimate to life there, and your dad's moving on without me, and I met an old boyfriend that she was a photographer now.
She totally could, too. She's like, you can only tour the garden so many times. Like, get a hobby. Do something. Make a friend. Like, she has a problem. Like, I think that she needs to figure out what makes her happy inside and, you know, do that thing.
It's the photographer
guy. Right.
Makes her happy inside. I was hoping it would be Nat.
Yeah, he was so happy when Nat was coming. He's like, oh.
Nat was too.
I gotta take that word out of my vocabulary.
No, so like, what's his name? Brandon says to Nat, he's lamenting about how he's worried about his mom and everything. And he says, can you talk to her, Nat? And he's like, yeah, sure. And I was like, oh, I wonder if Nat's going to fuck Cindy. And I didn't know that I wanted that so badly until I said it out loud.
I think that would be kind of awesome, though. Like, if she moved back and, like, got together with Nat, and then she could just be a side character like him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But so he comes over for their little, like, Christmas Eve party or whatever. Tree trimming or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah.
And at one point, he's like, oh, I got to go to midnight mass. I go every year. And she's like, oh, can I go with you?
Yeah, she got so excited about that.
And I was like, oh, it's going to happen.
Well, and she was like, it's so nice to talk to an adult and blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's her problem, though. She doesn't have enough adults in her life to talk to.
Well, and all the friends that she made in Beverly Hills were parents of her children's friends.
Yeah.
Like, she's not good at making relationships.
No. But, then find something to do, if not a friend. Like, Cindy, I just wish I could talk to her.
Yeah.
Whatever.
She has your name, too.
But, yeah, so there's this whole, like, it seemed like it was set up that way. Like, we're supposed to think something might happen.
Like, she's going to break up with Jim and come back to the show.
Yeah. Like, she says, like, she told him she's not happy and she's bored and lonely and stuff, and that she wanted to go home for Christmas. And he had booked a cruise with his boss. Yeah. Like, that's weird.
Sounds not fun.
And
Is he trying to get Cindy into, like, a three-way situation with him and his boss?
Maybe.
Is that what's going on? Is that what that's the subtext. That's what she didn't want to partake in.
That doesn't seem impossible.
Come on this hedonistic cruise with me and my boss.
Right. But she's just like, I don't want to do that. And he said, well, I'm going on the cruise with or without you.
My needs are getting met with or without you, Cindy.
So she was just like, fine. And she went home and he went on the cruise. That doesn't seem healthy.
No.
I mean, it's for Christmas.
Yeah, why would you say with it? Like we're not married yet, obviously. We're just living together.
In sin.
Sometimes I remember that and sometimes I don't. But I would never say to you, oh, I'm doing this for Christmas with or without you.
Yeah. That's messed up.
Yeah.
And then he sends her a present. And it's like, hurry home, my angel.
Yeah, and it's a little gold angel.
And it showed up, of course, right when she was saying she didn't know if he cared about her.
Yeah.
So then she's just like, oh, he does care. I got to make my plane reservation.
Oh,
like,
jewelry.
What the fuck?
Everything's fixed.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the title of this episode, actually.
Ridiculous?
No, it should be. But it's Angels We Have Heard on High. It's one of my favorite ones.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. So, I don't know. I kind of think they are going to end up getting divorced. What do you think?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't understand why introduce this subplot. Why she couldn't have just visited and, like, maybe the actor, like, the dad, Jim, wasn't available or didn't want to do it or they didn't want to pay the extra paycheck. But they could have come up with a different reason.
Yeah.
He's swamped under at work or, I don't know, Japanese geishas are servicing him. I don't know.
Right.
Something that didn't make him seem like such a dick. It's so funny because at the end, when she's leaving, Brandon's got to take her to the plane and everything. And everyone's gathered around. It's Christmas. Everyone's gathered around and stuff. And she looks around at everyone. She's like, I love you all. And then they pan over to Joe, the guy that's dating
Donna.
And the look on his face is like, I don't even know you.
Right. That makes sense. Well, and then when they're leaving, like, Brandon's walking out to the car, and she's just like, I just want to stand here and think about all the happy memories. And it's like, you were miserable there, too.
Yeah.
She's never happy.
She was miserable for quite a while, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess eventually she got happy, but still.
Once she started hanging out with her children's friends' parents.
Right. So, I don't know.
So that's Cindy. That's Cindy and Colin. Colin's doing cocaine. Kelly finds out about it and says, okay, I guess I'll forgive you.
So another big storyline is Steve and his dad.
Yeah, every Christmas there's always a pretty heavy Steve storyline.
Yeah,
Steve
that's kind of
is the Christmas character.
And he was still kind of acting as Santa Claus this year. He didn't have the suit on, but he was delivering gifts.
Yeah, that's true, he was.
His boss gave him gifts to hand out for him, like treating him like his little errand boy.
Yeah, he's an intern, so I mean it makes a little bit of sense, but it is weird.
And so him and Claire are just running around delivering packages to people.
He has 2 packages to deliver.
And the one is to a woman, and she opens it in front of them, and it's an Easy Bake Oven.
Yeah, it's an adult woman who answers the door in a negligee, and she's painted up like the town whore.
Right.
And she's like, oh, tell him I'll cook for him anytime. How cute, or whatever. Mm. And I'm thinking, like, that's the wrong gift.
Right. And
for this clearly adult woman.
Yeah, but, like, in that situation, what do you do about that? Like, it's not his place to do anything.
No. There were addresses written on the packages, and he took them to the addresses listed. So
he gets to a little girl's house and gives her the other package and leaves.
Well, it's a adult person owns the house, but it's a gift for the little girl.
Yes. So
and then he leaves, and it later turns out that what he gave the little girl was a leather bustier.
Yeah, his dad shows up to yell at him at Brandon's house on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
To tell him that he is fired and that he's ashamed to call him his son.
Yeah,
because he just fucks everything up.
He's like, you're such a fuck up, and he's like, I delivered the packages to the addresses written on them. So if someone else screwed up, he's like, oh, it's always somebody else, isn't it?
Yeah, he even brought up the fire. He was like, even with the fire, somebody else.
It's like, how is this situation his fault?
It's not.
You can think of him as a screw-up, but that doesn't change the fact that this situation in particular is not his fault.
Yeah. So Steve says, you know what? You're not my dad. I'm not your son. So you don't need to feel embarrassed. And I don't either.
Yeah, don't be ashamed. Because we're not fucking related, you fucking piece of shit.
So then later, of course, he's lamenting and feeling bad. Mm-hmm. I think that he was... I was happy that he stood up to his dad. His dad's been a dick to him forever.
Yeah. His dad's an asshole.
But he's all like, oh, I took it too far. I disowned him and blah, blah, blah.
And Claire's like, why don't you apologize then?
Yeah. And he's going to.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to, but he's going to. But when his dad shows up for him to apologize, his dad apologizes to him and shows him his real birth certificate.
You're wrong about one thing, sonny boy.
I am your real Luke.
Oh my God.
I am your father.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the Darth Vader moment.
Right?
And Steve's like, that's not true.
No.
That's impossible.
Oh my God. So he was adopted from his mother by his other mother.
Yeah.
But his dad was his real dad the whole time.
Yep. His dad was in New Mexico filming a movie, fucked this waitress, got her pregnant, and then, as he puts it, bought his own child. He's like, you could do that back then. What a fabulous era.
Wasn't she like a teenager too? Like,
yeah, I think so.
it's awful.
So, yeah, he just fucked a teenager, got her pregnant, and bought the baby. I mean, that's Hollywood, you know?
Because him and his wife couldn't have a baby. And he didn't tell her that it was his child.
And he's never told her.
Yeah, so she still thinks that Steve's just fully adopted, doesn't know who his dad is.
Samantha Sanders.
How messed up. I just can't even, like...
And she's on the show.
Yeah.
Like, she's a character on the show. We know her.
I mean, she hasn't been around in a while, but yeah.
She was the star of Hartley House. But yeah, so that's fucked up.
And Steve was very upset and, like, pissed off at his dad and everything. And then
Ian Ziering tried his best to cry.
Yeah. He looked really miserable. And then off screen, somehow, he just got over it and got happy about it. It was weird. He went from, like, devastated to frickin' joyous.
Yeah. And he's like, I'll tell you what, Donna. It's not only your and Jesus' birthday. I know Jesus steals your thunder a little bit on your birthday. Well, I'm going to, too. It's kind of like my birthday, too, because I found out who my dad is.
And they were all excited, and then he told them it was Rush. And nobody seemed scandalized.
No. Well, I mean, they cast the roles in such a way that it's like, obviously that's his dad. They have the same hair and a very similar face.
So you think they were planning that the whole time?
I don't know. I don't know if they were planning that the whole time. I don't know if they cast his dad and then they were like, hey, let's have him be adopted. and then they came up with this plan later or what. I don't know. But
yeah.
They cast it to where they look a lot alike.
It makes sense, though. There have been so many times when Rush has been so angry with him and so disgusted by him, and I've been like, why are you... And I've thought that, why are you bothering? Because, like, you're not really his dad. I have thought that shit. Now, I know that's not...
Wow.
Nice because, like, you know, he's his adopted dad and he raised him and stuff, but it's like, if you hate him that much, then what the fuck? Because it's how he acts sometimes.
Yeah. Well, he's an asshole.
He's abusive.
He's a piece of shit.
So it makes sense now why he's stuck in, you know, even though he sometimes wanted to probably tell him to go fuck himself.
But that's Steve Sanders' storyline.
Yeah. Other storyline is Donna and Joe and Stupid.
And yep, it's Donna's birthday. Is this Tori Spelling's birthday? Is her birthday Christmas or around Christmas? Like, why do they make her birthday Christmas?
I don't know.
Was that something like in Tori Spelling's contract where it's like, hey, every Christmas episode I want us to celebrate me too. So I want it to be like a focused on me episode. So
I don't know. It happens.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I have a niece that was born on Christmas Eve.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Megan.
Oh, okay. I didn't know she was born on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Cool.
She came home in a little Santa suit. It was very cute.
Oh, good for her. But yeah, so Joe got her a gift. She says he's been working the courage to, or something, I don't know. It's mostly gray and interactive, and I immediately thought it was his penis.
Why would you think his penis is gray?
It just looks like he has a great dick.
I knew immediately it was a pet, and I thought it was a dog. But it wasn't a dog.
No, it wasn't Pound Cake, the dog from the shelter.
Which would make more sense, though, I think, because we know she likes dogs. Like, does he even know she'd like a parrot? Because that's what he got her, an African gray parrot.
Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't seem like the kind of thing that you just decide for someone. Because parrots live for like 100 years.
Yeah, exactly. That parrot's going to be burying her.
Yeah. And, I mean,
speaking at the funeral.
It's a huge commitment. Their cages, need cleaning and, like, that's, yeah. And the parrot's $1,000. Like, I looked into getting one because a friend of mine had one.
Uh-huh.
And they're cool birds.
I guess.
But I wouldn't. I don't think I'd really want it.
No, I don't want Psittacoccus. If anybody wants, there's out there, one of our fans want to get me something for Christmas, coming up.
Gray penis.
Do not send me gray penises or pictures of gray penises. I was just going to say I don't want a bird.
Right. Well, they're kind of like having a recorder going in your house all the time that can just repeat things back at the most inopportune time whenever they want. Because they don't, it's not just things that you teach them that you say, hey, repeat this. Like, he was working really hard to get this bird to say, Joe loves Donna. Mm-hmm. And then he got frustrated and he said, damn bird. And so then later the bird's saying, damn bird, damn bird. So that's what they do. They'll pick and choose. And they're not stupid. They're very smart.
Yeah.
They know what the fuck they're doing. So, like, my friend's parrot would make it sound like the phone was ringing. Like, you can do that.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. And then they'd sound like the person going, hello. Like, they could do all that. And one time, like, they repeated things from the bedroom in front of their company. Wow. Yeah, their family was over. So.
Oh my God. Yeah. Who owned this bird?
I don't want to embarrass them by saying their name.
Well, you tell me off the air.
But yeah. So I mean, I thought it was
when you went over there. They were like, the parrot was like, "Oh, Brad Pitt."
What?
Oh, Brad Pitt.
What? It
was repeating what you were saying.
Okay.
You're masturbating at your friend's house.
Oh my God! No, ew. I thought you were trying to say I slept with Brad Pitt, which is why I was very confused.
Why'd you look so happy at that scenario? Yeah, that's another reason why I don't want one.
Donna didn't look that excited either.
No.
I mean, that's just a weird gift.
Yeah, I don't understand why you think that's okay.
Yeah, like, hey, and so you're just going to have this pet that you have to take care of for the rest of your life.
Here's a cage full of shit. Merry Christmas.
He's like, I've been working for 3 weeks to get it to say Joe loves Donna. Like, get her a teddy bear with a little tape recorder inside. Like, that works just as well.
That's what I was going to say. You were talking about recording going off all the time. Would it surprise you to learn, Carol, that before we dated, I dated another person.
No.
We won't name. Also named Carol. And we used to get into, like, little squabbles every once in a while about,
sure.
Like, I'd say, like, oh, you said this, or I said this, or whatever. And they're like, no, you said this. And we argued like that. So one time I decided to record our conversation for the day. I had a little mini tape recorder. And I pressed record, put it in my pocket. And at one point we were driving in the car. And sure enough, like, I said something, or this person, Carol, said something. And I was like, oh, you said that? And she was like, no, I didn't. I said this. And I was like, aha! And then I pulled out the tape recorder and played it back.
Wow.
And was proven correct.
That's insane and brilliant. And do you know how many times I have wished that I had you on a recording because of the same thing?
Yeah.
I want to do that.
You should.
I'm going to walk around with a tape recorder all the time now.
You should. Because in those instances where it's like I said this and someone's like, no, you said this, I'm always right. So
no, but you only think it. You don't know.
No, I'm literally always right, though.
You don't know that. You just think it.
The tape recorder proved me correct.
That one time doesn't mean that it's always true.
Okay. Well, I'm 1 for 1. I'm 100%. So, how many other people can say that?
Shut up. I love you. I don't know if there was any other storylines, really.
I mean, Valerie flitted around and said to Colin, like, sort of outed Colin to, what's her name?
Kelly.
And they snarked back and forth at each other. Brandon, he was just dealing with his mom.
Yeah, he was just dealing with the fact that his parents might get divorced.
Dylan, still gone.
Right. I miss Dylan.
Brenda, presumably doing a play in England, I guess. I don't know.
Or dead. Whatever.
Going to be in a new TV show.
So, and then, Nat came over and went to church. And, yeah, that's it.
I think that's it. That is the episode.
That was the Christmas
everything
episode.
That happened in this episode. Angels we have heard on high.
How come the episode was like a full-length episode, but it was so little contained within it?
Because they just talked about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
We were able to summarize everything pretty succinctly. They stretched it all out like taffy.
Hopefully next episode will be a little more entertaining and, not full of just fake shit. I'm a little irritated.
Reality.
I just don't like that Cindy came back and resolved everything is leaving again and whatever.
Yeah. Well, Carol probably gets a check,
Yeah, good for her.
Well, that is the episode. Carol, why don't you tell the people all the stuff that they want to know?
You can write us at latefee1994@AOL.com.
Mm-hmm.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com.
Yes.
And tell your friends.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.